Hello, everyone, and welcome to Grip Block, Foundation Disc Golf's weekly podcast. I'm Hunter, joined by Trevor today.
What up? We're
joined by Connor, but we're looking at the back of his head because he's grinding out the Imposter Disc Golf Reality Series Season 2 edit. It will debut end of next month. Now that we're in September.
Yep.
End of next month.
Yeah, that's cool.
So y'all are like probably 7 weeks away from seeing the first episode, which is super exciting. I hope y'all had a great Labor Day. We got some fun stuff to talk through here. First off, we're going to go over the Pro Tour announced their 2026 schedule and the new Jomez Pro Series. We'll do a little Trevor's trivia. I have the update on Pick'em after last week. Discraft got themselves in a little bit of hot water with a little AI stamp design, allegedly.
Scandal.
And there's also the CCR Open.
What does that stand
which
for?
was don't ask me that.
I don't know either.
A tier, and I thought it was a Q series, but I don't think it was a Q series.
Gillis McDougall said it was a good Q series.
I saw it was a Q series, but on PDGA it just says Discraft CCR Open fueled by Great Lakes Disc. A tier.
That's just that may still be a Q series.
I feel like it would have led up to Q series. Who cares? We'll find that. We'll figure that out too. But let's kick it off with the Pro Tour announcing the 2026 Elite Series schedule. So this is the full schedule.
This is a bigger bag of worms than the schedule announcement usually is.
Yeah, lot of
last year they took away some events.
Adjustment here, a lot of change, and it all starts in the same place. The Supreme Flight Open kicks things off February 27th through March 1st. So that end of weekend, that's when everything kicks off. Supreme Flight Open. I like the opening there. It kind of is starting to feel like the home of the start.
Yeah, I don't think it's going away.
This is year 3.
Yeah, I believe I'll be this is year 3. I'll be the first to say that I do miss Vegas, because I just miss that event in general. I'm also a little soft spot because I've played there and I loved it there and they're really nice. But good event, and it fits and it goes in line with what they're trying to do. Because as we get into the schedule, you're gonna see that they're really starting to implement not only to some extent the geography with how they're traveling with the tour, but they're really trying to target certain areas, and it's becoming more apparent. What's funny is actually this Brooksville, Florida is probably one of the, because they're not, what are they closest to? Tampa?
They're about an hour-ish.
Because a lot of these events are actually even closer to the big cities now.
They're getting closer.
They're really trying to, yeah.
I do miss Vegas starting the season, but I kind of agree with the line of thought that it seems they're going with, at least for this season, of okay, we're going to start on the East Coast in the South and then make our way across the bottom of the country up into the West Coast a little bit, go to Europe, come back Midwest, and then finish in the East Coast. Mainly because the population density of the East Coast and how many disc golf courses are over here, it just makes sense to spend more time in this. But it is at the cost of, as you'll see, the Texas swing's a lot smaller and the West Coast swing has just been getting smaller and smaller and smaller over the past few years. But from the Supreme Flight Open, we go to the event we actually talked about, I believe, last week, which is the Big Easy Open in Louisiana, which is basically in New Orleans. From what I understand, it's technically in Jefferson Parish, but from what it seems
basically
like it's right
in New
outside,
Orleans. Yeah.
So we talked about that event already. We don't need to dive into that anymore. The interesting part of the first week, or the first part of the schedule, is there's basically 2 weeks in between every one of these events, which is I think it's similar to how they started last year, a little more spaced out to begin, and then it gets a little more hectic.
Yeah, I do remember having at the beginning of the season being what is going on? Did we always have all these breaks? It felt weird, but you do have some kind of bigger travel gaps, and then obviously you throw in the major too, so there is a reason for some of these gaps in travel, because obviously, I mean, right off the bat there is it you go New Orleans straight to Charlotte.
You go to Charlotte, so the next event is another brand new event we haven't talked about yet, which is the Queen City Classic. So the Pro Tour is coming back to Hornets Nest, and I actually really like how they announced this event, mainly because the Pro Tour hasn't been at Hornets Nest since the Pro Tour Championship a few years ago. The Pro Tour Championship left Hornets Nest and went to Nevin.
Well, the last thing we heard about it was that it was under construction, and then it was it seemed like it was going to come back eventually, but then it never did. So this is the first time we're hearing about it.
And when they announced it, they had Big Germ kind of do the announcement, and they highlighted several pieces of history that makes Hornets Nest significant. The most modern ones being it was the start of the Paul Macbeth World's reign in 2012, which also was the start of Jomez. I think that's kind of I feel like it's now that we have these different like pieces that rotate in and out of the Pro Tour, like I feel like it's a good thing to have the storyline of like the Pro Tour is coming back to Hornets Nest, and you can highlight, because I think Worlds was also there in like the 80s. I think Germ said like 89 if I'm not mistaken, but you have like so much history at Hornets Nest that I think it's good to kind of educate the modern day audience of like, okay, Hornets Nest might be a course that someone who got into disc golf in 2023 maybe he's never heard of. And it's like, oh, this is where Paul McBeth started his reign of dominance. Jomez Pro, this is where it was technically started because they covered the final 9 of Paul's first Worlds. This is where Worlds was back in the day. This is where the Tour Championship was. And you're like, oh, there's all this history of this course. And all of a sudden you're excited for a course that the course itself, I think, fits the Pro Tour fine, but it's not like it's not going to be one of the like greatest Pro Tour courses we see. But it's similar to Idlewild, where I think the course itself isn't anything spectacular, but the history, the roots of it makes it more spectacular.
Well, what's funny is, honestly, with it being it's been a little while since they've played there. I'll be curious to see when they go back, like, are they going to shred it? Like, what's it going to look like? Because obviously, if you've never seen Hornets Nest, it's funny. It starts out a bit more open, and you have some like really cool holes, and then at one point you just go into the woods, and it's just like wooded death, and that's kind
Carolina
of like
golf.
Yeah, that's kind of like the Charlotte golf motto. Like if you're ever down there and people be like, oh, you should go play Angry Beaver. That course is a nightmare. It's just trees everywhere. And we know about trees here in Virginia, but like there's a few in Charlotte that are pretty gnarly. So
that was the other thing Jeremy was talking about, is like that there's a lot of course design elements that people don't even realize came from Hornets Nest, like the disc golf. And apparently that's where elevated baskets started. And apparently that's also where
wow, what a claim.
Where dog legs started in disc golf.
Okay, all right. That one I think is a little bit crazy.
It's a big Germ said.
Like, as in the concept that exists in all of golf for all of time.
He said that's where they started in disc golf.
But like somebody in Charlotte was like, we should do this in disc golf.
Someone had to be the first.
Hey, this disc goes left. We ought to make a hole go left. I don't think
dog leg's different than it just goes left. Because a dog leg, which I know there's like this in golf, but I'm saying the dog leg is at least like you need to land in a landing zone because you can't make the 90-degree turn with the disc. So like the I forget what hole it is at Hornets Nest, but the iconic one's like it's in the open. You're throwing into a tunnel shot, so you throw straight forward, and you can go a little left, and then it goes like 300 feet into the tunnel.
I'd like to hear more.
I think it used to be hole 1 at the Pro Tour Championship. It's not hole 1 on Hornets Nest layout, but I think it was hole 1 at the Tour Championship.
I can buy the elevated basket. I think that's pretty like easy to track. But the originator of the dog leg in disc golf, that's a claim. Claim for sure.
It's a claim that
I'd like to know like what backs that up, but maybe it's true. I don't know. Disc golf isn't that old of a sport, so it shouldn't be that hard to figure out.
Yeah, so I trust
in California, man. Back in the day, straight away, baby.
We played some of the origins of disc golf, and like there, because you do have to think like there wasn't many par 4s when we were playing.
I would say that would be probably the easiest way for it to be like established, as if like they were just one of the first people to start doing par 4s in disc golf. Then that would be believable. Because, yeah, I mean, par 4s, well, they did exist. They were just 300 feet.
Yeah.
And they were with Frisbee.
Well, because also in Cali, a lot of the courses were more, the ones we played, the more origins, were more like open, or you were throwing over trees. Because that's why the whole 2-meter rule was a big deal.
We could get to the bottom of this. We just got to try and remember if Oak Grove had any dog legs. It probably didn't.
Well, we also weren't playing the original design.
Yeah.
They changed OG a few times. But anyways, back to Charlotte. I also like it because Charlotte obviously is a disc golf hotbed. So hitting it early in the season here in March, and then obviously you come back to it for USDGC. I think you'll be able to get the crowd there twice, and so it's good to capitalize on that, in my opinion.
The only worry is what it'll do to attendance 2 weeks later at Champions Cup here, because you would think one or the other, like that. You know, unless a bunch of people in Charlotte just do wait out for the Champions Cup, that's one thing. But I think there's a good chance of that Charlotte Pro Tour being the inaugural one. It's like named after their city. I think it could be slammed, and then they're probably not most of them making the trip 2 weeks
I think
later.
the play with, because obviously Champions Cup comes here to us, Bedford County, Lynchburg, Virginia. And it's going to be played at New London, which I think is a phenomenal venue. We've talked about that already because the PDGA Champions Cup was announced a while ago. So that is 2 weeks after. I do think you're going to lose some of the North Carolina crowd. But I think with Champions Cup, it's if like the West Virginia crowd, the Tennessee, it depends on where they are, if they're closer to us or closer to Charlotte. A lot are going to be closer to Charlotte. But there's the surrounding areas of, which I think made up a lot of when Worlds was here, they are going to be deciding like, well, do I want to drive to a major or do I want to drive to a Pro Tour event?
Well,
and for that, I think I think it can work out mainly because I think Charlotte alone has enough disc golfers to field a good Pro Tour crowd.
Yeah.
And then the major, I think ideally would be, the surrounding areas. Because some people from Charlotte are going to go to both, right? Some people are going to be like, oh, it's a weekend trip back up like 2 weeks later to go to Champions Cup. This is sick. I can watch it both. But obviously some will choose one or the other, right? Mm-hmm. And if you're choosing one or the other, you're probably choosing the one in your backyard. But I do think that the surrounding areas will make it where Champions Cup can still have a big enough crowd.
Well, and you'd hope with in Virginia that we would draw from Maryland, Pennsylvania, because like the tour doesn't go anywhere near there for a while. And honestly, that early in the year, a huge thing could just be the weather. Like if that Charlotte tournament becomes a washout and everybody decides not to go, then maybe they end up coming to the Virginia one. Yeah. So
I will say April 9th through 12th in Lynchburg, you're gonna get rained on. Almost a guarantee.
In Charlotte, you probably are too.
Like, yeah, we have the same weather.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
It's like there's those early events can be real dicey.
Luckily, we don't typically get many like bad storms that time of year.
Is that Masters weekend? Did we already look this up? Did we figure this out?
It might be. I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up.
So what is interesting is, like I was saying, you have all these spacing, right, to start it off. You have like 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Because even Queen City Classic ends March 29th.
Nice.
And then Champions Cup starts April 9th.
Yeah.
So you have all these spacing, and then you all of a sudden don't have spacing to get from here to Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Yeah, they probably should have done something different because that is Masters weekend. They put Champions Cup on.
I don't think the Pro Tour cares.
Clearly they don't care, but they probably should, because like I'm bummed out and I'm gonna live here and like I'm gonna have the Masters up on my phone.
Again, we just have to always ask ourselves, how many disc golf fans are golf fans?
I think that number's bigger than you think.
Maybe.
Bigger than you think.
Maybe, but the Pro Tour has done it a few times. I have a feeling if they were like Champions Cups getting crushed by being on the Masters weekend, that they would change it.
I'm trying to remember if we definitely
the All-Star event on the Super Bowl weekend. Yeah, that's a fair one.
Well, at least it's an All-Star though. Like I'm trying to remember. I know we had disc golf. Like we typically do have disc golf over Masters weekend, but I don't know that. I think it
was this. What was Champions Cup this year?
I think it was Champions Cup this past time.
No, because Champions Cup was out, but it might have been 2 years ago that was Champions Cup.
Because I think it has happened once before.
Yeah, because this was May out in West Coast,
and with really most of the disc golf events like overlapping with other sports, like you can't avoid it forever. I understand that, but it is, I will say, of all of the golf events, the Masters like obviously draws in so much viewership that I don't know, it has to affect it some amount.
I'm sure it does some, but I'm saying if 11th, when was the Champions Cup? No, it wasn't 2024 either. I remember there being something big the Masters weekend at some point, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Champions Cup here, April 9th through the 12th. Then we go to Jonesboro Open back on the Pro Tour, so they brought that back. Then the Kansas City Wide Opens after that. And then this is an interesting stretch for me. We go Open at Austin, the only Texas stop on the Pro Tour. We'll talk about the Joe Miz series in a second. Only Texas stop on the Pro Tour. Open at Austin, plus event. Immediately after that, 11 days later, we have the OTB Open, plus event. Then a week or so later.
What is that about?
Northwest Championship, plus event. And then they go over to Europe for the European Major, which seems to not have a name still. Official name will be announced at a later date.
So
it's European Disc Golf Festival. And then we go, so that's a major. So you go plus major, middle of the season.
So does it seem like with the plus events is they've changed their strategy of, instead of making one-off plus events to space them out, we're going to make a segment of the tour plus to try and keep everybody on tour for a segment. Because if you notice this section of the tour, this is kind of interesting. This section of the tour, OTB Northwest, that is a section they typically have trouble retaining the entire field for.
I think the Northwest is still a plus event. Was the OTB Open a plus event this year?
The OTB Open did not exist this year.
Oh, it was a Champions Cup this year.
So that's what I'm saying. Are they making this segment plus to try and keep the tour together so people don't skip them and go straight to Europe? Is that a thing?
I would agree with that logic. I don't know if we have the European tour schedule yet.
Because
because the OTB and Northwest, those are both events that
people ditch those.
Lesser nowadays, but you still have a few players that just are like, I'm not going out west.
Well, the FPO field especially, like that can be a big thing.
European players can really miss it.
It was funny, people were, obviously Texas is a big state, but a lot of people were really flustered, like saying the Pro Tour is pulling out of Texas. They're barely hanging on. And I'm like, guys, most states don't have a pro tour, and also like I think they just narrowed down that they like being around Austin. They're not going to leave Texas.
Yeah.
Like the pro tour is not going to leave. I would be shocked. Quote me on this, I guess, but I would be very, very shocked if the pro tour left Texas. I don't think they're hanging on.
No, I think
they narrowed it down.
In my opinion, I think that what the pro tour is starting to do is they're trying to base it around majors, and since Champions Cup is in Virginia, like they normally would be going to Texas immediately after the Supreme Flight Open, but that would get them so far away from having to come back to the East Coast. So they basically just replaced it with Louisiana and then North Carolina to get you up to Virginia for the Champions Cup. Yeah. That's really, in my mind, that's all it is. I don't think it's that deep.
Yeah. And if anything, if you're going to do 2 events in Texas, the other one needs to be in Dallas or Houston, not Waco.
Yeah, Waco, I think that the argument's always it's in between. It's an hour and a half outside of Dallas, which I still, to me, if you're a big enough disc golf fan, an hour and a half to a pro tour.
Brody does not like that
Brody
argument.
hates that argument. I stand by it. If you're like, best example, if I lived in Richmond and the pro tour is coming to Lynchburg, I'm going to be there. If I live in Lynchburg and the pro tour is going to Richmond, it's only 2 hours away. I can day trip that.
Yeah.
So like if I'm in Dallas, if you're in Dallas, everything's 45 minutes away.
I guess the argument is that
like where Brody's house to a Chick-fil-A, like I'd be like, oh, I want to go over here. 35 minutes. Like an hour and a half. What the heck's that? That's probably your trip to the grocery store.
I guess maybe the argument is you are going to get all the disc golf fans, but you're not going to get the non-disc golf fans.
But are you ever?
Well, yeah, gotta at some point. This guy's pessimistic.
No, I'm just saying.
Masters doesn't matter. You're never getting the non-disc golf fans.
No, I'm saying
one.
if instead, because let's say that it was in Dallas Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Okay, and all of a sudden it's 45 minutes from your home to an hour and a half, or 25 minutes.
Okay.
Instead of an hour and a half.
Okay.
Because again, Dallas Fort Worth.
Yeah.
If I'm next to your house, I'm 45 minutes from Connor's house.
Well, see.
And so if I'm a non-disc golf fan, is the extra 30-minute drive the difference between I'm going or not going?
It would be if they didn't have another larger problem, the price point.
Yeah.
I think yes, current
but
structure
it's
probably
$5.
doesn't matter.
It's $5
then,
both places.
Then I think you could argue that it matters, but especially if we're trying to convince friends. Like if you're trying to just tell your buddies about it and it's 25 minutes away instead of an hour and a half, I do think there's legitimate. Like
we'll never see.
If I was asking my group of friends and I got to sell them on 20 minutes or an hour and a half, I'm going to make that sale on 20 minutes. Hour and a half is a little bit harder. So
I don't know.
You know, it's all the small games. It's all we're doing.
All the small things.
It's all we're doing.
Open at Austin. So, anyways, plus major. So that's kind of that stretch. Open at Austin, OTB,
we're
Northwest.
We're going to be exhausted.
It's a grind right there. I think you're probably onto something. It's probably more so the Stockton, Portland trying to get the tour out there, and it's just being like, you got to stay in the U.S.
They have tried and failed at that before. Like Portland's been a plus for years, and they just keep not going to it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm wondering too, like how much do players care about Plus event?
It depends. But the problem is the players that skip are the ones that don't need to care because they are loaded. Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, other thing that's interesting is Gannon Burr historically has won 6 of the last 7 Plus events, I believe. So this could be Gannon Burr could dominate this.
They did give them the thing that gets tempting because like obviously they implement like a 2-week break. After Northwest before Europe, or like 2
weeks,
a pretty good break there. But then what becomes tempting is yes, there's that break there, but what if I skip Northwest? Now I have a 3 or a 4-week break,
you have a month off.
So like that is where by implementing those breaks, it is good for the players, but also to those top players, they're just looking at that thinking maybe that's my month break.
Because the players could play Open at Austin, take a month off, and then be in Europe.
Yeah,
because you're going to be in Europe for a month because you go European Major. Which is most likely European Disc Golf Festival. Then you have the Swedish Open, the Ale Open, and the Heinola Open. What's interesting here is mainly we don't have Krokol.
Yep. No PCS either.
And no PCS, which both were becoming a little bit of a staple. I mean, Krokol is still the number 1 course in the world, I do believe.
Yeah, I get what they're like. I'm sure that, I've seen obviously these other events and like they all play at stunning venues and they're all going to be great. But it is a little bit interesting to, especially with Krokol being known as the best course in the world, it is a little bit surprising to take that off tour. But I'm sure they're just trying to give the other events love, and obviously, like I said, they're all probably going to be great. So
now I believe the Heinola Open, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that the one that no points are awarded to?
For FPO, because they'll be leaving for the major.
I'm trying to find that in here again. I don't see it in here. But anyways, I believe the Heinola Open, they're not doing points for FPO or something along those lines because U.S. Women starts 4 days after it ends.
They
so
won't
basically
be there.
trying to encourage the FPO players, like, you don't want to tempt an FPO player of, like, if I don't go prep for this major, I could get the easiest Pro Tour win of all time.
We're going to have a shocking field at the Heinola Open for FPL.
Yeah.
Because they're all going to be going to the U.S.
Because then you have U.S. Women's in Salt Lake City, Utah, July 16th and 19th. I don't know if that's been announced.
Salt Lake.
It doesn't say Ogden, but Ogden and Salt Lake are so close together. I think they're like an hour away from each other.
Yeah, I don't know that they would claim Salt Lake, though. They don't typically do that.
They don't typically, but the majors have historically started requiring, like, because the reason that the Worlds claimed Lynchburg, even though all the courses were in Bedford County and Forest, was because they needed a minimum population.
But Ogden has historic 51st Street. I think you're forgetting.
I am forgetting historic 51st Street or historic whatever it was street. All I know Ogden has is that Slackwater Pizza.
Yeah.
So it could be a situation too, but I could figure that out in one Google search. Ledgestone is after that, so then we're back into the U.S. for the normal. We go Ledgestone, then Discmania Challenge, so a little bit out of order here. Ledgestone, Discmania, Preserve, and then Worlds is what D-Glow is. So this D-Glow event this weekend is basically a preview for Worlds.
All the way into August now.
Yeah, August 14th through the 16th. I
guess that sets up with Mitt.
And Worlds will also have another course alongside it. It won't be just the toboggan. It'll also have a wooded course alongside it that I've heard is pretty crazy. I think it's Black Locust, I believe is the name of it.
People are talking it up. People are talking it up.
Then post-Worlds, they go to Idlewild, and then we're into the playoffs. So from Idlewild, we go up to GMC, MVP, USDGC, Pro Tour Championship, which is also in Lynchburg. So Pro Tour Championship will be just at Ivy, and then Champions Cup will be just at New London. I think Champions Cup at New London will be great. I am a little sad that the Pro Tour Championship's just at Ivy, but just because I feel like them together.
It is the Pro Tour Championship, though.
Yes, it is the Pro Tour Championship. I just, like, this year I'm excited because I think New London and Ivy together makes a phenomenal Disc Golf Pro Tour event. I think you lose some of it when you lose New London.
Well, sure.
And the other thing I'm torn on is, like, I think that New London could be the home of Champions Cup if the PDGA wants it. Like, I think that could really fit the identity of that well.
Should, yeah.
But it seems the Pro Tour is also trying to make Lynchburg the home of the Tour Championship. Mm-hmm. And like, I feel like both courses need to be played together. But I would rather have a major than the Tour Championship.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it to stay. I don't like. It's one thing that they're doing this next year, like, but I don't want to be hogging all the events. I'd like to just have one and do it right.
That's what I'm saying. I'd rather, and I don't think I like Champions Cup being both, but at the same time, I don't want to say, like, I'd rather have the Tour Championship and not a major.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I'm excited for next year because, hey, the Tour will be in our backyard twice. So
we are so greedy here.
So that's
that Texas and Cali for that matter. Take that, Cali.
Bedford County's dominant, baby.
This is the Lynchburg Tour, buddies.
4-3-4.
Yeah. They're frustrated, man. They're not getting enough disc golf out there.
So that's the 2026 Elite Series, like the actual Pro Tour schedule. Then you have the Jomez Pro Series. My thought on this, it seems timing-wise that this is kind of the Pro Tour's response to the Go Throw Tour.
Yeah.
Is what it seems.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not claiming that, but it seems.
Has the Go Throw announced any dates? I don't think so.
For 2026?
But, I mean, they definitely, because, like, I'm sure that these plugs of the Jomez Pro were probably, unless they knew, if they knew where the Go Throw was going, then they're probably right on top of it. And if they didn't, then they're probably just putting in the best spots that they would. Because, like, which one of these... So, for instance, the Champions Landing opening, I'm wondering if, like, that, if they specifically targeted these dates based on venues that they knew. Like, for instance, they're going to try to go to Eagles Crossing. So, whenever the tour gets near Eagles Crossing, is that when they chucked in the Emporia one?
I don't know. So we can answer this. So
that's what I would do if I was trying to block them.
The first thing is from Kansas City Wide Open, we're going to Waco after. So Kansas City Wide Open's an Elite Series. Then you go to Waco May 1st and 3rd.
They went to Hideaway last year.
They did go to Hideaway.
So that's kind of blocking that.
So Waco Annual Charity Open is still a part of the tour. It's just the Jomez Pro Series. So obviously, this to me seems like a attempt to block the Go Throw Tour, but it is a way of, like, this greatly reduces their overhead because they're just sending the Jomez Pro team. Yeah. So now instead of for the full broadcast, you probably need 10 to 12 people total, I would guess. For the Jomez, I would think you need 4 to 5 people total. So it greatly reduces that. And it still allows, like, probably not your top pros, but enough of pros will be there that it'll still be a good viewing experience.
I mean, yeah.
And viewership-wise, like, they're still going to get the ad revenue and everything from Jomez. So
Yeah.
Honestly, these might end up being the most profitable events the Pro Tour does next year.
Yeah, they may be testing a
just
new
because
model.
they're taking away so much overhead. So it'll be interesting to watch. So now, what I do believe the primary goal of the Jomez series is to provide Jomez competition coverage of well-known tournaments and to create a needed event tier between the Q Series and regular Pro Tour events. I really appreciate them not calling it silver events because this has the Pro Tour nowhere on it. It's just the Jomez Pro Series. So people can't claim to be Pro Tour winners when they win one of these. You're a Jomez Pro Series winner, at least in my head. And so it'll expand coverage calendar. I believe they did say that there will be small tour points allotted.
Yeah, they do.
So from the next one that comes in is when we're up north in the Northwest. You have the Cascade Challenge coming in May 29th, which is going to be in between OTB and Northwest. So the Cascade Challenge, obviously, last year was an Elite Series event. So now it is a Jomez Pro Series event. So that fits in between Northwest, which, to your point, the Go Throw Tour did do something in the Pacific Northwest last year.
I'm trying to figure out.
Best of luck on their site.
Where's Kayak Point?
That was up there.
So that was when they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Kayak Point one, and then the third one here is they're going to Emporia July 24th through the 26th.
See, I think this is their big play.
Which that is basically after everyone comes back from Europe before going to Ledgestone. So it's basically right after Europe, pre-Ledgestone.
When did we get any closer to Missouri before then?
We're in Kansas City, Missouri.
Ooh.
But then the Waco's right after.
Oh, Waco comes in.
Waco's right here, in between Missouri and Texas.
So that's where it's gonna get spicy. What about before Missouri? Is there a weekend gap before Missouri?
No, Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Okay.
Goes Jonesboro straight to Kansas City.
So this is where it'll get the most spicy because you know that the Go Throw Tour wants to play at Eagles Crossing, and that's their best time to do it. So do they put it on the same time as Waco, and we see an actual competition between them?
It'll be interesting.
That would be electric.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
You got to be inconveniencing the players if you don't try it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, because what's interesting, too, is like obviously...
Dude, I'd love it.
If you're a player, Jomez has a bigger audience.
Yeah, but
the Pro Tour will be giving out some points.
If they raise all that money, though.
But the purse will probably be bigger at the Eagles Crossing one.
Yeah.
I think the rest of the Go Throw Tour events, the purse has not been as grandiose as originally imagined, from my understanding. It's been hard to find information on any of it.
It's really on the low.
The Jomez Pro Series, those are those three events. So,
Dude, yeah.
Okay, thoughts now on the entire Pro Tour season and on the new Jomez Pro Series.
You know, last year, I feel like when the schedule came out, we were like completely shook and like really disappointed because we had this like humongous Europe stretch that was new to us. We had the back-to-back majors, which sucked, still did. Even after it happened, it still sucked.
Remember Calvin won that one.
Yeah. And they had just started getting rid of events too, which like we were kind of like, what in the world? This year, I really like the schedule. I think that the two new events I'm actually excited about because I think that I like that they're showing love to Louisiana. I think that could be fun. I think that course could be fun. And it's great that they're in Charlotte again. I am excited that the major schedule is back on track. We get Champions Cup in the woods again. I am excited that the European stretch at least seems to have an identity now. It sits in a spot that makes sense. It's not too long, and I'm okay with it. You know, maybe I've just come to cope with it. And overall, yeah, we've retained the events that we love coming down. I mean, the second half of the season still looks sick as always. I'd say there's only one glaring issue with the schedule, and that is that we still don't have our throw pink major as U.S. women's.
Yeah, no, U.S. women's.
That's the one thing.
We'll never win that one.
I don't know. I think we might.
I don't think we will, mainly because the PDGA would have to give up control of a major.
Well, I want to say it was Doug E.B. that said it might happen.
I mean, that's what I would love to happen.
Yeah,
obviously, throw pink's a major in our hearts is where it should be.
Let me ask you this question, because I don't think I know the answer. Would you rather it stay how it is right now, or them add it as a fifth major and FPO has
I'd rather it
majors?
Stay where it is right now.
Okay. That was quick. That was a quick answer. Yeah. I think I probably agree because like that just kind of grosses me out, but it seems so ridiculous.
What would be so confusing is you would have a U.S. women's winner
Yeah.
And then the other major would be called Throw Pink, but be at USDGC.
Yeah.
So then you'd have people talking like Kristen won the US women's. They're like, no, Kristen
Which
won Throw
one?
Pink.
Yeah. No,
Haley King won US
I
women's.
agree.
And
It's just still so criminal. I wish they could at least make
I think
it a pro tour.
the toughest part is that the US Women's Disc Golf Championship, like, it encompasses so much more than just the FPO field.
Yeah, no,
I think that's where the PDJ's hold up in my head is that it's like a whole weekend to celebrate women's disc golf with US Women's, and they would have to give up control to Innova/US Disc Golf to let them take that major off their hand.
Yeah.
For FPO, I think it would be better, in my opinion, to have Throw Pink because the crowds are bigger, the venue's better, all of that. You already have a well-oiled machine running a very successful FPO event. All you have to do is change it from an A tier to a major, and you're done.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy major schedule-wise. Like,
we got good spacing now.
we have April, June. For FPO, we have June, and then a month later, July.
Not ideal.
But for MPO, we have April, June, August, October. For FPO, we have April, June, July, October. Both better than this year.
April, June, July, not October.
August. Sorry.
August.
April,
Yeah.
June,
So
July,
actually,
August.
FPOs sucks.
FPOs is better than this year, though.
Yeah.
I believe this year.
Well, yeah, I mean,
this year was what? May, June, July, August. Is that right? I believe. I'll pull it up.
It's basically what you just said for this year, but except it, like 1 month.
Well,
different.
but I remember all 4 FPO majors were in a month span.
And even if it was
Champions Cup was May, and then we had US Women's was June, and then July.
Yeah, it was July.
They ended August 3rd.
May, June, July.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So this year's schedule for FPO.
It could only have gone up.
This much better.
Yeah.
MPO, I think this is one of the best schedules they've put out. Mainly, also,
that's what they're saying.
I like that they. I like we're now getting used to. Okay, there's some spots on tour that are like locked in.
Yeah.
Right? Where okay, we know we're going here. And I like that a Queen City Classic can pop in and leave room where next year, if Champions Cup doesn't come back to Lynchburg in 2027, okay, now we can pop back over, and that's where the Texas swing comes in, and Waco's back on tour. It is interesting. Obviously, Emporia is on the Jomez series.
Well,
it is interesting to see, is DDO ever coming back to the Pro Tour?
What's interesting is the way that the way that they phrase the Jomez Tour, one of the ways they phrase it is that it's a chance for them to try and prove new venues and also give historical events a chance to grow. And so the problem is, and I hate to say it, DDO has had as much a chance as any event. And they put on a good event. It's in the middle of nowhere. So, I feel like the Jomez Pro Series is its last step before they say goodbye off into the distance.
Well, the tough part, DDO is only as successful as its AM event.
Yeah.
Because, if you have a giant, it used to be the Glass Blown Open, if you have a giant amateur field, then the crowd will be there.
Yeah.
If you don't, it won't.
Right.
As we've seen.
If you don't, it won't.
Because I forget what year they didn't have the AM side alongside it, and it was a ghost town out there.
I think it was the last time I was on tour.
And so that's going to be what's interesting with the Jomez Pro Series is the Champions Landing Open, which also makes you question, is it only at Emporia Country Club?
You would have to say yes, Big Hunt.
Which that also would suck a little bit. But anyways, the Champions Landing Open, will that alongside it have the amateur DDO or Champions Landing, whatever they call it? If so, this event could be completely fine and normal.
Pros don't really like ECC. Are they going to be lining up to go play that one?
Well, pros, the top pros, I don't see. Gannon might, because Gannon's a psycho.
Yeah, he's a psycho.
But I don't see.
Calvin kind of does it.
I don't see some of the top guys choosing to play the Jomez Pro Series.
Yeah, no, there will definitely be
because Calvin
less.
went and played the Go Throw events, but he's also tighter with Kevin Jones and Luke and them. So it's when it's not the Go Throw tour, is Calvin still going to the Jomez Pro Series?
Maybe he's tight with the
I don't
Jomez
know.
guys.
You'll probably have Yuli, Germ, Sexton.
True.
You'll have those guys.
Future secure.
So I think there will be a full enough field that if you're in the area, you will go watch.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'll be a full enough field that if you're outside the area,
I think
it's really convincing you because you're probably where these land. You probably have a chance to drive to a different Pro Tour
event.
event.
If I was Jomez and I was trying to clip farm, I'd make every feature card for round 1 Sexton, Yuli, and Big Germ, and then just throw in whoever else is there. It's good.
Yeah, might as well.
Just absolute meme card.
Might as well. But overall, I really like the Pro Tour schedule, and I understand the Jomez Pro Series. We'll see how I like it after Because like to me, it's a non-factor right now.
Well, yeah, I don't see events. There's not an event that sticks out on the calendar as like a dud, which usually there is some. I'm like, but we won't know until after the fact if we're like, ooh, yeah, that tournament just didn't really pan out.
Yeah, because the Jomez Pro Series, it gives disc golf fans more to watch, and I think that's a great thing. And I don't necessarily I don't think it takes away from the tour. So to me, it's like it's a very net positive, but it's also like I don't think it's something crazy that's revolutionary in my mind.
Yeah,
I think it's just a fun addition.
Silver Series being gone has really made our lives easier.
Yeah, it's made life a lot easier.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, that wraps up. Let us know in the comments down below what event you're most excited for and what you think of the new 2026 Pro Tour schedule. Yeah. And let's get into the fan favorite segment, Trevor's Trivia, right after these messages.
All right, I'm really excited because I actually made my first Sporkle quiz ever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I knew we were going to be doing
People love Sporkle.
Well, this one's very simple. This one, and I made it, so it's not really any different than if I made the questions. I knew we were going to talk in schedule, and I don't think this one existed on Sporkle. So this is, can you name... I just realized I made a typo on my first.
No!
It says... I can edit it, don't worry. It says, can you name the which U.S. states have had DGPT events? So this, to clarify, there's quite a few of them. You have 2 minutes to get as many as you can. This is full Pro Tour events.
And there's no
majors.
But there's nothing for getting it wrong.
No, yeah, you can just spam. Let's be ethical.
Well, I'm gonna try my best.
How about this? There is now 3 strikes and you're out.
Okay. I was just saying, for people playing at home, if you can type all 50 states in 2 minutes, you win.
You're absolutely right. So maybe I need to implement a strike system, but for us, I'm going to implement. This is good as beta testing.
Yeah.
3 strikes and you're out.
Okay.
All right, ready? You have 2 minutes. Set, go.
Wait. I'm so sorry.
Oh my freaking gosh, bro.
Majors count or no?
They do not.
Okay.
This is just full Pro Tour
and
events.
have had or included on the 2026 season?
We are going to include the 2026 season. Good question.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is like 2016 to then.
Got it.
All right, go.
Virginia.
Nice.
Massachusetts, Vermont, North Carolina. I don't think South Carolina technically has. Florida. I don't think Georgia technically has because it's only had majors and NTs. Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, Missouri, Kansas, Illinois, Kentucky, California, Oregon, Washington.
Good pull. You're flying.
What else we have? What have I missed? Alabama hasn't. I got Arkansas already. I got Tennessee. Oh, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
Utah.
Yep. You almost have it. And you have 45 seconds left.
What the heck am I missing?
And I may have missed when you type. We'll clarify that after, just in case, because obviously I can only type so fast.
What am I missing? Oh, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Missing Michigan. Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Missing Minnesota.
Okay, it says you have 2 left. Like I said, I may have missed one, so you have 25 seconds, but you just keep thinking through.
New York hasn't. Pennsylvania.
I think
hasn't.
there is one that maybe you didn't say, but we'll have to. Cause I know that I haven't typed out yet, but maybe you did, and I just missed it, so we'll have to clarify after.
Okay, I think I'm done.
All right. So let's see what the 2 are that you missed, because there might have been one that you didn't say. I'm sure there's at least one that I missed that you already did say. Oh, there's one that you were never going to get. Iowa. Did you say Iowa?
I didn't. I forgot Des Moines.
So Iowa, and then this one was impossible. Back in, I believe, the first year of the Pro Tour, there was a Pro Tour in Wisconsin. It was like a legacy event. So I didn't expect you to get that, but you did a very good job. You cleared everything else out.
Des Moines, Iowa, I should have gotten.
Yeah.
I should have gotten that one.
That one's up because we were there,
Yeah.
but you just always forget about Iowa. But other than that, you cleaned up pretty good there. So I like the pacing of that, though. I felt 2 minutes was a good one.
There you go.
Yeah, rookie quiz guy. I also realized that for Louisiana, I literally typed in New Orleans as the answer. I didn't do that for any of the other ones. I think maybe I started and was like, oh, I'm going to do cities, and then I decided to do states, so that was interesting. Because I was like, why isn't Louisiana working? Oh, yeah, Trevor, you're a dummy.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was questioning because, like, Virginia.
Virginia, I think I said but I don't think I actually put that one on there.
Well, I didn't know the Pro Tour Championship.
Yeah, I wasn't counting Pro Tour Championship because I didn't really know.
I think it is a Pro Tour.
Is it, though?
I think you get an Elite Series win for it.
Do you?
I'll see. Let me see. Because who won it last year?
Well, to be clear.
Did Paul or did Gannon or Ricky win it last year?
Gannon won it last year because it cemented his $1 billion.
But like, does that count as his was that his 9th Pro Tour win last year?
Surely not. I don't know.
Oh, this is 2025. 2024. Let's see. It is an Elite Series, so he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I'm counting how many Elite Series he played. I'm an idiot. Okay,
sort by place.
Okay, geez, Trevor.
It's so much easier.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2 majors. So yeah, 9 wins include the Pro Tour Championship. So they count it. I don't like that. They count it, Trev.
Yeah, I don't like that.
They count it. Elite Series. It's an Elite Series win. DGPT Championship. I think it's got to be counted. Okay, so you need to update your.
I got a lot of updating to do.
You got to update your sport.
We got to make it say Louisiana and such.
Pick'em update from after Idlewild.
We lost again.
We lost again by 10 points, mainly just because we didn't choose Gannon. We both chose the same FPO, and it was the best you could. We went 1, 2, 3 in FPO. We had Owen, Missy, and Val. Now in MPO, we went Isaac, Calvin, Kyle Klein. They went Gannon, Kyle Klein, Andrew Marweed.
I just can't be mad at us in hindsight even, because it's like that just makes so much sense to do what we did.
Yeah. Well, Marweed got them 0 points. It's really just if Isaac would have gotten the top 10, we would have been fine.
Yeah, they just picked Gannon.
But he didn't. They picked Gannon.
I feel like whenever we jump off like the Kristen or Gannon train, it bites us in the butt.
Well, we have to be on the Gannon train this week because it's D-Glow. 4-round Elite Series, and he's won 6 of the last 7 of the last plus events.
Doesn't he not like that course? Well, he definitely doesn't like it.
But he's good at it. I think he doesn't like it because he's like, I should win here every time. He's won 6 of the last 7, and the only one he didn't win a plus event in the last 7, he came in 3rd.
Isn't there a guy that just beat Gannon that shot 1800 at D-Glow once? Oh,
Paul Macbeth. But
what do you think about that?
I'm just saying.
What do you think about that?
Well, did Gannon win D-Glow last year?
I think he did.
Let's see. Where's D-Glow?
Am I just capping out of my mind right now? He did?
He won
So maybe last year.
He won it by 2 last year.
Because I remember him at one point saying to us, like, he should always win there.
It was at Worlds last year. That's what he was saying.
I guess then he ended up going and winning it.
Yeah, I think that's why he doesn't like it, is because he feels like I should dominate this course, and he hadn't won.
I think now I'm just expecting a Paul Gannon duel in perpetuity, like forever and ever and ever.
I wouldn't.
No, I know. I'm going to get burnt right away, but like it was so great. Again, the rematch would be so good.
It would be electric. The next thing to talk through I thought was interesting. So on Reddit and on Facebook, this kind of blew up.
Well, you want to know where I actually saw this first? It was an inside job. Well, not quite. It was Haley King's Instagram story.
Really?
She went after him.
After Discraft.
Yeah.
Daggone.
Yeah. Well, and I shouldn't say she went after. She made some comment about a bunch of silly stuff going on in disc golf, and I don't remember what the first thing she was talking about, but then I tapped the next story, and it was like, here's a pretty prime example of the silly stuff, and it was like circling the Labor Day and then the 6 fingers on the stamp.
I think this is the toughest part, right? Is Discraft made Labor Day stamp discs.
There's a couple tough parts.
They're workforces. First off, great idea so far.
Yeah.
Everything's checking out. Workforce, celebrating the workforce, Labor Day. Okay. But there's 6 fingers on the person.
Yeah, I say there's 2 really tough things. Well, there's 3 tough things, and they get progressively worse. Tough thing number 1 is using AI to make a Labor Day stamp.
Yes. Very ironic.
That's tough, but also like it should have gone under the radar, at least to some degree, or at least there would have been deniability. Tough thing number 2 is getting caught doing it. And then tough thing number 3 is how you got caught, which is there's 6 fingers on a hand, and everybody had to approve this stamp.
Yeah.
It's the dread. Like, if you do AI anything, the first thing you should look at is fingers and toes, guys. We all know that.
Yeah, for artwork, for sure.
Like, they mess it up every time.
It is true. So most people that are coming after Discraft is coming after them because they're like, you can't, like, what you like, you can't pay a designer basically to design the stamp. And I think it's very ironic, obviously, that like the AI artwork is celebrating Labor Day. Not to defend Discraft, but how I think
you don't care about robot labor.
No, how I think this most likely went down is Discraft's big enough they have graphic designers on staff.
Oh yeah.
It's not like you had the head honcho at Discraft plugging into ChatGPT, design me this stamp. Most likely they did pay a designer to design this stamp.
Most designers, especially in disc golf right now, are throwing out AI.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like the ironic thing to me is that Discraft probably didn't technically do anything wrong because they probably did pay a graphic designer to design this stamp or an artist to design this stamp. And the artist was just like, well, I think this is a fun idea. Instead of me sketching this for hours, let me just plug it into AI.
It's brutal.
And it's like, really, the big flaw was just you didn't catch it.
Yeah.
That was the big flaw. Because look, AI in general, like I'm all about AI enhancing things, making different things easier. Like I don't even like if a designer wanted to like get the basis for this, because like obviously the AI didn't plug in the Discraft, all of that. Like if that's where you wanted to start, sure, but like you gotta refine it, right? Like you gotta like the fingers you gotta catch. But that's the only thing I thought was kind of funny about it is what most people are upset about.
Fingergate.
Is that Discraft in their minds didn't pay a designer or an artist to do the stamp. And when I read that, I was like, I almost guarantee you Discraft did.
Probably.
And it's probably just whether it's a graphic designer on staff or like I just have a hard time believing that this wasn't created by a graphic designer.
Here's the best part is like,
but like obviously that's the messaging.
Do you think they stamped them all already before the post went up?
I don't know. Because there is a chance that it was like stamped as they were getting sold situation.
If there's a few thousand of those bad boys, like I feel like now it's almost like collectible.
Should we look if it's sold out?
Yeah, because like it's kind of collectible now. It's like I would love the notorious AI disc with 6 fingers on it.
Yeah.
Are we gonna start throwing out the 6-finger run? Oh, what run? Oh, dude, the 6-finger run is so much better than that.
It should have been on a PM line disc. You'd be like, no, he made 1 finger for each world title.
Yeah.
To hold his rings.
Oh man, yeah,
well, initially the defense, I never saw defense from Discraft. I don't know if they ever put anything out. The initial defense on Facebook I saw was like, you guys are idiots. That's their thumb clearly. And then I zoomed in and I was like, that's not a thumb. Even if it was, like, how's the thumb get there where you can see it? That was the initial defense I saw, but I don't think it is. I think it's pretty clearly a 5th finger phalange up top.
Well, maybe we're overlooking the fact that this character just has an extra pointer finger, doesn't have a thumb, so it's just completely normal. You just be like, how many fingers do you have? 10, 5 on each hand, and there's no big deal.
True.
Maybe we are in the wrong here.
Well, so some thoughts from Reddit. I had to look it up on their actual website because I didn't believe you. It's so unreal. You're right. It straight up is 5 fingers and all. Someone said the fact that 5 fingers made it past everyone's approval process is wild. And then someone responded and said they probably use AI for their quality assessment.
Hit 'em with it.
Ironic to use AI celebrating Labor Day. That is, to me,
everybody would have been like ha 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 for the most part, but the Labor Day thing, that's a kicker.
And then they said, what about the labor you denied to an actual artist? Which again, that part is the part I kind of disagree with, because like I am, and I could be completely wrong on that, but I am like 75 to 100% confident that a graphic designer or an artist was paid to do this.
Well, we know for a fact.
Like I know they have designers on staff. That's what I'm saying. I don't think a stamp design was just like not use a designer on their staff.
Yeah. Now, the designer may be on the hot seat right now.
He might no longer be on their staff.
Yeah. I say they may not have known he was using AI. Might just thought he was sick at whipping up sketches in 5 minutes.
Yeah. But like that's to me the funniest part is like
the boomers up top, man.
If you're Discraft, you're higher up at Discraft and you're getting all this heat, you're probably sitting there like, what the heck? Like we did use a designer.
Yeah.
We did hire someone, and it's just that they used AI.
You think the guy like? Do you think if they come up to him like, dude, like you were using AI this whole time, like we're paying you to like do these, and he was just like, no guys, swear, like it wasn't AI. I just like had a lapse of concentration and drawing.
I was trying to draw.
What if he actually did? Like, what if he?
That would be the
funniest
thing. He's like,
guys, like I legit, like I slipped up. I did an extra.
No
finger.
one ever's buying that in today's.
No,
but like
you're cooked.
Yeah,
there's gonna be stories like that where people get framed for AI when it's like, no,
I just messed up.
Especially as these videos get more real.
Why is my
Imagine the power, like once the AI videos get a little bit better, like the most embarrassing video view goes out, I'm like, guys, that's obviously AI. Like this isn't real.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Live is the only thing we can trust for right now.
And even then, you probably can't.
But right now, I think we can.
Okay, let me
this
see.
This podcast you can trust because we're live.
I think they know they can trust this podcast. Okay, let me see the workforce.
It's gone. Surely.
No, this one right here.
Oh
Shredded money work. Riveter, shredded money workforce.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, it's still for sale. Should we let me just see how many I can add to cart.
Your email.
Add to cart. Only 17 left.
I feel like we might have to own one of the 17.
Only 17 left. Let's see how much of this, because this one, the secondary one, which was the Skyline, is less obviously AI.
Yeah.
That one would have probably just went off without a hitch if the other one didn't have 6 fingers.
Yeah.
Let me add 1,000 to this to cart.
Some people are real scholars.
23. So there's 40 total left.
Not even
That's
a big
fine.
deal. Crisis averted. We'll remember this another time.
But I did think it was a
Fire
fun
Fest of the year.
It's a nominee. It is a nominee. The AI stamp.
Okay, let me go ahead and write that down. We don't get many Fire Fest of the year nominees. So wow, I still have all of last year's.
Wait, someone said 7-finger Rosie the Riveter. There's not 7 fingers, surely.
No.
No, yeah, it's just 6. Just 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fingers, and then the thumb's not there. So it's also an illusion. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe they're just doing a sick illusion.
Well, I guess now that we know this is AI, what is this down here, you think?
That looks like another arm, Big Hunt. What are you talking about?
Oh, I guess that's her other arm.
Yeah, that's the arm.
But it does. You see how the placement?
I don't know.
Like,
man.
how does my arm get there?
Don't trust anything.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that is a good point.
How does your arm get there? Because if it's bent.
Okay, flexing. This arm it's like this. It's like this.
But your arm's got to be on top of this arm.
What?
She's not grabbing around. It's going on this side.
No, this is exactly what's happening.
It's here. It's there.
Oh, because
if you're facing the camera.
It's like this, right? Like this is.
Yeah, but your arm now needs to come out and go back like that.
You're gonna dislocate my shoulder. I'm good.
There you go.
All right, never mind.
Oh, but no, where's the shoulder? Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's not question it. We already know it's AI. There's 6 fingers, so let's not question anything else. All right. Final storyline, the CCR Open went down, and we mainly got to shout it out because Silas Schultz took it down. It wasn't the deepest field of all time, but you did have Aaron Gossage, Luke Taylor, Evan Scott, Andrew Marweed. Who else is out there? Paul Kranz, Chandler Kramer. Like I said, it wasn't like it wasn't the greatest field of all time.
There's a few dogs.
But very big win for Silas Schultz. And over on FPO, we had Kat Merckx taking it down, which that did have Owen Scoggins in the field, Rebecca Don, Sarah Hokum, Deanne Carey, and shout out Trinity Bryant, top 10 finish, Team Foundation member. Maria Oliva was out there. So like the FPO, obviously Kat Merckx taking it down makes sense. But yeah, CCR Open a little off week beforehand, and Silas Schultz. Big win for big win for Big Cy.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to tackle our top 10?
Yeah, we should.
We probably should.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and Gannon Burr won. I feel like we can leave him there. I feel like that's pretty safe.
Gannon Burr just lost.
But I think it's safe to leave him number one because I don't know the last time we updated this.
It's been a minute.
But I don't know if we updated it past Worlds.
But the last time I looked at it, I remember
went first, second in the stretch of like the last 3 events.
He's Gucci.
I think the guy's fine.
I remember the last time I looked at it being like, oh, it's not too far off. Like it's
now Paul
pretty
Macbeth
good.
Not in our top 10.
Yeah,
just one.
That's an issue.
And he also last 3 events has went 8. Well, last 4 ones 4th, 8th, 7th, 1st.
He's probably top
8th, 7th,
3
1st.
right now, based on who do we have in our top 3 currently?
Top 3 right now is Gannon, Niklas,
yeah,
Isaac.
he's definitely in the top 3 right now.
Isaac's went 8th, 3rd, 14th. Niklas has went 3rd, 28th, not playing.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, let's go ahead and put Paul second.
Yeah, I would say right now he feels like he should be second, and then like Isaac deserves to be up there, but Niklas has to
let's
slide.
Look at Calvin. Let's look at Calvin next.
He's
Calvin's
been okay.
2nd, 5th, 5th.
Yeah, he's been good.
Arguably.
Probably right after Paul.
Maybe ahead of Paul.
No.
Paul won.
He just won.
Calvin Heimberg is getting bumped up the list here.
Yeah, I like that. It's a strong top 3 right there. Very strong.
Okay, now we got to look at Ricky Wysocki. Injured. We need to talk about
we
that.
need to talk about it. Let's interruption. We need to talk about that.
Ricky Wysocki has announced that the reason he missed Idlewild was he went to California to get treatment on an injury that's going on. Basically, he's having a hard time gripping the disc, and as the seasons went on and on, his grip strength's gotten weaker.
That seems like a bad injury to have in disc golf.
So, yeah, a few things. I think it's been going on for a while. So props to Rick, honestly, for how he's played, given that. Because, the dudes went 8th, 22nd, 9th, 7th, 32nd, 11th, 11th. Like, the guy's playing solid disc golf. He's a top 5 in the Pro Tour standings.
He's not even at his full power.
And a lot of it starts to make sense, right? Like, you need the finger strength for his pop on his putt, which has been the thing that, like, in the clutches we've been missing. Yeah. And now we understand a little bit more why.
It adds up.
So hopefully he can get that straightened out because the field needs a strong Ricky Wysocki. I think that, it'd be electric to have another guy in the mix. So,
and that was talking Rick.
How
to get to that.
11th didn't play. I feel like
But now we know he's hurt, so he's got to slide.
I don't know. I think he's okay there right now.
Rick.
Isaac's went 8th, 3rd, 14th. I think Ricky's fine behind Isaac. Nicklaus, 3rd, 28th. Didn't play.
Yeah, Kyle Klein has rattled off a 2nd and a 4th.
Kyle Klein needs to jump probably right behind Calvin. I think.
I'm fine with that.
I mean, there's probably an argument for him to jump Calvin.
No, because his
2nd, 5th, 5th. Kyle went 2nd, 4th.
But
you got to go back to Worlds at 27.
Right, but it's less history. I'm fine with him where he is.
Okay. Now, the other guys we got to look at here, AB
he just took a stinker.
41st.
He took a stinker.
So 5th, 4th, 41st.
He was playing good enough that I would be fine with putting him in 10th. I think he should drop, but he was playing very well for a long time before that. So I don't think he deserves to go out of there because he'll probably just pop right back.
All right,
in.
we got to look at the goose, Mr. Gossage.
Him and Sully are interesting because they both
56th, 27th. Yeah. Aaron Gossage, goodbye from the top 10.
He's gone,
sir.
but Sully had one iffy event, but then I think he kind of
Sullivan
came back.
Tipton 5th, 14th, 18th.
So he's been fine. Maybe he's 9th.
Who did we just put in? We just put AB in 10th. So I think we leave Sullivan in 9th right now.
I'm fine with that.
Ben Callaway rounds out our top 10 currently. I don't know what he's been doing. We put him in after his win.
Yeah.
And 43rd, 51st. So we need another player in the top 10, Trev.
Well, this is good because I'm sure we're missing something. Let's go down the
list.
list.
Pro Tour list. Let's look at the top.
Also, Vino Makala posted this
Ezra
morning.
Robinson. He won. We haven't updated since Ezra's win.
Good point.
Okay, but he went 1st, 11th, 45th.
Other kind of breaking news. Vino posted this morning. Let me read this to you. Did you see this?
No.
So Vino, what kind of season is Vino having?
I do not know. I can tell you.
He posted this morning. This is the post. Hey, this is a hard post to do, and I haven't done anything like this before.
Not a great season.
For the personal reasons, I need to take time off from the competing. Obviously, English is not his first language. It's the hardest decision what I've made during my career, but I know it's necessary at this point. At this moment, I'm not sharing any more information about this case. Now, once again, this is being translated probably, so just because he says the word case doesn't mean there's actually a case. Good luck to all my friends who are competing soon. I'll be rooting for you. Let's enjoy disc golf.
So he is inside the Tour Championship cut line currently, but
he's
barely
bowing out for now.
So most likely what that is interesting for is Mason Ford has a really good chance to jump him now.
How about Luke Taylor?
Chris Dickerson is the guy I think we need to be looking at. He went 14th, 7th, 5th.
Yeah, I like that.
Keep that in mind going into D-Glow. Really, Chris Dickerson should probably be ahead of even Ricky.
Yeah, I would put him up there. He's had a good stretch. Has anybody else had a good stretch?
All right, you want to look at Luke Taylor, you said?
No, it's not that good.
No, it's not good. I mean, it's fine. Cole Verdalen just came in 3rd, but he had a bad week the week before. So, yeah, I think we're good here.
We'll let the comments give it to us,
Cole Verdalen, I think there is an argument because AB's in the top 10, and Cole Verdalen did go 39th, 3rd, versus AB went 4th, 31st. So net, Verdalen beats him. And
It's
a little
like
more
at
recent,
the end of the day, though,
but it's AB.
And it's power ranking. So it's like, who do I actually think is going to play better next week? At D-Glow, AB.
I would agree.
So
okay, so this locks in our MPO.
Yeah, I'm liking that.
Gannon 1, Paul 2, Calvin 3, Kyle 4, Nicklaus 5, Isaac 6, Dickerson 7, Ricky 8, Sully 9, AB 10.
Is that Nicklaus spot criminal? We didn't address that a ton.
Probably. Nicklaus
I feel like that's the
Antela
weakest.
28, blank blank.
Yeah. So what is he doing there?
I mean, we can get him out of the top 10.
No, I think we just need to. I still think he's good. He just hasn't played a lot, so we just need to move him down.
Maybe to like ahead of Sully, behind Sully.
I think behind Sully, and I think we leave him there. Okay. I think that makes more sense.
Update: Gannon, Paul, Calvin, Kyle, Isaac, Chris, Ricky, Sully, Niklas, AB.
I feel better about that.
Okay, now let's jump over to FPO.
Okay, this could be.
This is gonna be dicey.
Well, it's got to. Number 1 is pretty easy right now.
Well, Silva Saarinen is the current number 1. Owen Scoggins not in the top 5.
Yeah,
Owen Scoggins.
Owen's got to be number 1.
Bumped into number 1. Right now.
And then Holland's gonna fall.
And then we got Silva 2. I think I'm actually okay with because she hasn't played, but the last we saw her, she was fine.
Yeah.
So like, because Hollins went 29th, 11th.
And is Missy in ours right now?
Missy's went 5th, 2nd.
Like Missy.
So Missy's not. So we could put Missy 2nd ahead of Silva. Maybe put Missy 3rd.
Let's put Missy 3rd for right now because I do think she
needs to be in there. Holland needs to be out of there.
Let's look at Cat Merch.
Kristen's not going to be playing for a while. She needs to probably be out of there. Valerie Mandahano needs to be in here.
Yeah,
First,
she's
third.
Back-to-back good events.
First, third.
Yeah.
So really, she might need to be 2nd.
She might.
It's tough because Silva is coming back.
But it's power rankings.
It is power rankings.
It's power rankings.
But again, it's who do you think is going to play better next week, according to your words?
Probably. Well, for certain spots, like winning like does something for you in the power rankings for sure. I'm fine with putting her right behind Silva. And I understand it's like you do have to have a body of work, even though she has been on fire. The courses also set
Evelina
up.
Salinen's also coming back.
Well, when we look at Cat Merch.
Cat Merch 3rd, 9th,
and then just won the CCR, which isn't a pro tour, but just something to consider.
Evelina, we haven't seen her since Worlds, where she came in 7th. Cat Merch came in 18th at Worlds, but
and Holland has been doo-doo.
Holland isn't in the top 5.
Probably Evelina. What do we have? 1 spot left?
Yeah, it's either Evelina, Cat Merch.
I'm fine with it being Evelina.
Ella Hansen was the other one that was kind of like on the bubble for us, but I don't think she's played great.
No.
She came in 20th at Ledgestone. So I think Evelina is 5th. Because Kristen's currently sitting in 5th, but Kristen we're not going to see till Throw Pink. So I don't really think it makes sense to put Kristen.
No.
Even though she
would be like in a ghost 5th.
Yeah, Kristen's probably a top 5 player in the world, even with her putting messed up. Because, I mean...
We thought that about Holland, though, until about 2 weeks ago.
But I'm saying Kristen went 2nd, 6th, 2nd, 5th, 2nd. With her putter disappearing.
Terrible stretch.
And then DNF at Worlds.
It's awful.
Holland's always had the mental demons. That's never left her. Like, she's always, even when she was winning Kansas City wide open, she was freaking out. And she was up by like 7.
Hey, man.
So that never left her. Will I probably pick her to win D-Glow? We'll see.
No, you won't.
I might.
You won't.
I might.
No, you won't.
Why wouldn't I?
You're going to pick Owen Scoggins.
I'm not picking Owen. Not picking Owen.
Defending champ. She's playing amazing
Not
golf.
defending champ. Holland Hanley is the defending champ.
2 years
Owen
ago.
Scoggins hasn't won since 2023.
3 years ago. 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, Holland stinks right now. I don't think you're going to be able to do it.
I think I easily can.
I'm going to gaslight you into it. Cause
I think it's a good pick. She's probably going to come top 3 at D-Glow.
When's the last time she was top 3, Hunt? Crocole,
yeah.
Yeah, it was like a month and a half ago.
About time. She's due. Defending champ.
I do like the due argument. I've used that many a time.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
So I think my top 3 is probably going to be like Holland, Silva, Evelina.
Oh, you're just going to give it to me like that?
I'm just saying that's probably what it's going to end up being. I got a whole 24 hours to figure it out for the preview show.
Owen Scoggins?
I think Owen can get in the top 3. Yeah, I don't think she's going to win, mainly because I think that there's other players that are still playing solid, and Holland will show up eventually.
Will she?
Eventually.
She doesn't have to.
Might be next season, but eventually she'll show back up.
It's like you sound.
Who's to say it's not this?
It's like Holland's like your Bitcoin. It's gonna go back up eventually.
Eventually, I'm just saying like Idlewild makes perfect sense for her to come in 11th. That doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
That makes that's what I would expect it. Ledgestone scares me.
What about
but
that?
you also have Northwood.
It's true.
So like,
is there no
something
woods
there?
This time.
So
no woods.
D-Glow, there's no woods.
Don't be scared.
Like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna regret not putting her in your top 3.
Maybe. I mean,
we're gonna probably.
Would you like me to just roll dice because I think that
we're probably gonna fight for our pick'em.
No, I'll roll over.
Oh, okay.
But no, but is she? No, she's a top tier player.
She's
so there won't even
person.
be a fight because you won't even do that.
I might.
You're doing it for spite then. You're doing it for spite because that's not good value.
I think Silva's a top player, top tier.
Also not good value.
Yeah, it's terrible.
The better value.
One of those
is
two is probably gonna win.
I don't think so. Like I think you have just as good a chance with Owen and Missy.
We'll find
as
out.
you do with Silva and Holland right now.
We'll see. We'll have the D-Glow preview show tomorrow, so
apparently they're gonna fight.
Tuning in. Be sure to tune in.
Yeah, because we're so good at pick'em. Like what we've been doing has been working.
We have to get it together. We only have a month.
Have we been like mathematically eliminated at some point?
No, I don't think you can ever be mathematically eliminated, but we gotta be mighty close.
There's a max amount of points you can get.
We gotta be mighty close because we're down by 160.
Oh, how did it all happen?
Technically 158.2.
How did it all happen?
Because Yuli is freaking good at pick'em.
Yeah, he always talks Brody off the ledge.
Yuli and the 1,000 people in the chat have really helped.
And Gary. And probably Edwin on the low key. He's probably just texting him stuff.
No, because Edwin a lot of times is upset with their picks.
That is true.
He'll be like, I was just trying to tell him, guys, you gotta take this person.
Maybe we need to start colluding with Edwin.
We need a bunch of bot accounts and be like, dude, pick Paige this weekend. I can feel it. I was talking to her pre-event.
Yeah, she's feeling good. She's like, loves
Get Brody like fired up.
She shot a course record back to back in practice.
Get Brody like fired up about someone's not even at the event. I think this is Kristen's week.
We might need them to start.
I heard a rumor. Kristen's coming back this week and her putt's electric.
Yeah,
she's not announcing until the day before.
She spent a week in a mountain in the middle of nowhere.
She's not announcing until the day before. You won't know about it on Tour Life, but she's coming back this week.
Crazy.
Pick her.
And she signed with a different company.
Guaranteed 7 points, Brody. Take it. That'll never work. All right. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, don't forget tomorrow, preview show for the Discraft Great Lakes Open. Gonna be electric. We'll talk to you then.